Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Madison Reed and I do post 3 to 5 times a week, so if you guys would love to subscribe, that would mean the world to me, and let's get into the video. Alright, so since summer's approaching, I feel like it would be such a great idea to tell you guys all my favorite instant tanners and bronzers. It is such a tricky thing when picking out bronzers, especially if you have somewhere you need to go the next day and you don't want to look orange or blotchy or anything like that. And lucky for you guys, I've tried just about every bronzer out there, so I know pretty much everything there is to know about any instant bronzer. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go through the bronzers that I didn't like or ones that just didn't particularly work with my skin, and I'm going to tell you guys the price point, the colors that they come in, and all that good stuff. Alright, so the worst bronzer that I have ever tried in my life is the BH Cosmetics. Ashley Tisdale came out with this line, and it's the Illuminate line. I haven't tried any of the other stuff, but this is awful. It's literally like water. Like, you put it on and first of all, it smells awful. Like, it is the strongest, like almost like a medicine-y like smell, and it is so bad, you guys. Like, so streaky. It came in 2 colors and I was so excited to try it. But anyway, this is originally $8.99 and right now they're on sale for $3.49. That should tell you something right there if a bronzer is only $3. But they did come in 2 colors, and it was Sun Goddess and Soaked in the Sun, and I got both of them, but it's not even worthy of swatching on my hand or anything just because it's so liquidy. It's just not even worth it, you guys. Alright, so the next bronzer I didn't like is the Equate Beauty. This is the Walmart brand of the Saint Tropez, and a lot of people like the Saint Tropez foam, but the Saint Tropez is just almost, it's so green undertone that like I would put it on my body and my body would just look green almost. So then when I put my foundation on, it would look like yellow and I had a green body, and I was just like, this just isn't working for me. It's not the fact that I thought it was like splotchy or anything, it didn't last long enough for me, and it was green. It's very green. And I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand so you guys can see the exact color of it. Like, so green. Look at that, guys. You can like literally see the green undertone from that. Alright, so I wiped it off my hand and it's green still. Proves my point, like, completely. Like, I didn't even have to like show you guys anything. Like, look at that. That is so green. It almost looks blue. Like, can you imagine putting this all over your body and being like a greenish blue color? That's exactly how the Saint Tropez one is, so I just don't like any of them. They're just way too green and blue for me. Okay, so this is 4 ounces, and for 2.5 ounces it's $5.42. So I mean, it's not pricey at all, but I just wouldn't get it if it's so green and blue. Alright, next is the Fake Bake Flawless, and it's just a spray tan. This one, I didn't mind the color, but it just didn't stay on that long, and I feel like it looks splotchy on my skin. And I did wear it for a while, and I tried to make it work, but it just really did not work with my skin. And it might be because I have dry skin, it might work better on other people, but it just really wasn't my favorite. And the price point of this was $23.39, and it did come with a mitt. And honestly, I did not like the mitt either. It was just really rough, and I feel like it didn't help the tan go on any smoother. So I even bought another mitt for this, and it just did not work, and it didn't last long enough. And to be honest, I didn't like this at all. I saw so many reviews where it looked so good on people, and I was hoping for that, and I had high expectations, but it just didn't look good on my skin. Alright, the next bronzer is the Instant Sunless Spray by Australian Gold. You guys, I actually didn't mind this one, but my body had an allergic reaction to this, and I actually used it for 2 weeks just to make sure that it was this bronzer, and it was. And I actually liked it. The only thing I will say is it made my ankles and my knees and like my elbows like really orange. So that's just one thing you have to watch out for. You just need to moisturize your elbows really good before you put this on. But I actually probably would have loved this because it did stay on for maybe 1 to 2 days. I mean, it wasn't a really long wearing one, but it was something that's super quick and easy. I do like the spray on it. It just sprays really nice and evenly, and then I would just rub it in with my hands or with my bronzer mitt. But it just broke me out so bad, and I don't know why. Nothing that Australian Gold has ever made has broke me out, so I just really don't know why I broke out to it. And I'm actually sad because I wanted this one to work so bad and I loved it. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys the sprayer and also what color it is, just so you guys can know for reference if you want to try it. So this is what the color looks like with one spray on my hand. You can tell it's just super golden and brown. I loved the color. It looks super good on your skin. I will say it did have a little bit more of a orangish goldish undertint more than a brown, but I honestly didn't mind it. It's just the fact that my body broke out to it. And the price point of this is $9.97, so it definitely is really, really affordable. And for anybody that I guess don't have sensitive skin, maybe try this and see if you like it. I think that it worked really good. Just be careful for it clinging on your knees and your elbows like I said before, but other than that, I thought this was really great. So this bronzer, I was like so sure that this was gonna look great because I saw the reviews online and it looked super golden and brown on everybody, and I was so excited to try it. And I actually bought this in place of like my favorite bronzer when I ran out. And you guys, I was so mad when I realized that this does not work worth a crap. I don't know if I got sent a dud or what, but literally the next day I barely looked a shade darker. And then not only that, it washed off like so bad. This is the $1 Million Tan. This is the Mermaid Mousse Extreme. I think the Extreme one is the darkest one, and they retail for $32 for this, so it is on the pricier side, and that's why I was expecting it to work good, but it literally did not work. Alright, so here's what the $1 Million Tan looks on the back of my hand. As you can tell, it is like a super golden tan, and I absolutely love that. If only it was dark enough and stayed on, I would absolutely love this one. But I actually do like the color of that. Like, that's such a beautiful color. But I will say the color guard on this is not the strongest, so you do have to be careful when applying this, because I did look a little bit blotchy on my arms. I feel like my arm right there, I always miss, and that's why I like my favorite bronzer, which I'll mention to you guys in a minute, because it just has a nice color guard on it. But this is honestly just not worth the money. I mean, if you're looking for a very subtle tan that washes off within a couple days, maybe get this, but I feel like you can get a drugstore one for that and not have to spend $32. Alright, the next bronzer is the LA Tan Sunless Mousse in the color Medium Dark. I absolutely love this one, and on the plus side, this one is only $9. I got this one from Walmart, I believe, or I might have ordered it online. I can't remember, but I absolutely love this. And for the fact that it's $9 for 7 ounces, I mean, come on, that's such a steal. The down part of this is, it has a beautiful color. I absolutely love the color of this. It's super brown. It's not so much as like a golden tan, but it is like a nice brown tan. But the downside of this is it washes off. It washes off. And it says on here that it's a 2 to 3 week tan. This is like a 2 to 3 day tan. Usually when I wear this, I put it on and I leave the color guard on just because I love how dark it looks with the color guard. But once you wash it off, it is a lot lighter and it just goes downhill from there. So I will say that that's the only downfall, and you have to be careful when you put the color guard on. Even the next day, if like water hits your arm or anything, like there'll be a white dot on your arm, and that's pretty awful. Like for the beach or anything like that, I wouldn't wear it to go out swimming or to the beach. I would only wear this for the sake of like going shopping or something where I know I'm not going to get water on me. But if it's raining, you might want to take an umbrella. Alright, the next bronzer is the Airbrush Legs. This is in the color light, but I usually like to get the medium or the deep, and this runs for $11.99, so it's kind of in between like high-end and low-end price. It's just kind of like in the middle, which isn't too bad. I mean, $11.99 for this is really great. It is water resistant, so that's a good thing. If water hits you, it's not going to leave a dot on you, which is kind of embarrassing if that does ever happen. But I usually like to use this only on my neck, just because it is more of a drying bronzer, so it kind of dries your skin out, I feel like. So I usually will use this on my neck to make my neck blend in with the rest of my body. But they do also have a spray, and I would recommend the spray for like your legs and your arms because it's not as drying as the lotion. But I absolutely love the color of this. This is what the light looks like on the back of my hand. It almost looks like a foundation. And I will say it's kind of like in between an instant tanner and a foundation, because I think it's actually like a body makeup type thing. But I absolutely loved it. This one is really, really light, so I don't like preferably like to use this one, but the medium and dark one are super dark, and I absolutely love them. Alright, so the next two bronzers that I'm going to be talking about, I don't actually have the bottles with me because I haven't refilled them and went and bought another one, but I am going to tell you guys the price point of the bronzer and also how they apply. Alright, so the next bronzer that I like is the Bondi Sands, and it's $24, and it comes with 7 fluid ounces in it, which is great. I feel like that's a buttload of product. It is the same size of the LA Tan bronzer bottle. It does stay on for probably 4 to 5 days. It's a really good long wear bronzer, I feel like. I will say this one is very, very brown. It's like, it doesn't really have any golden undertones in it. It's just basically brown, brown, brown. Which can be a good thing and a bad thing. I feel like with this bronzer you have to wash the color guard off because it just has that dark brown undertone, and sometimes it won't match your foundation. So with this one I would recommend washing the color guard off, but it will definitely last 4 to 5 days and it gives you a super beautiful color. I absolutely love this bronzer. Alright, the next bronzer is the St. Moriz in the color dark, and this retails for $12.99 for 6.76 fluid ounces. So this is a lot like the Bondi Sands and the LA Tan when it comes to how much comes in the product. Like, the price point is great, and I feel like it's a good dupe for the Bondi Sands. Like, they are so much alike. If I could compare any of these bronzers together, it would definitely be the Bondi Sands and St. Moriz. They're literally almost identical. I think the St. Moriz, it might have a hint of green in the undertone, but it's nothing crazy like the St. Tropez. I feel like it's more of like a brownish undertone overall, and I absolutely love that one, and that one does last for 3 to 4 days as well, and it will give you an absolute beautiful tan. Alright, next, my favorite bronzer of all. This is the best bronzer I have ever tried, and I always go straight back to this one, even though I like to venture out and try a bunch of different ones. This is the Loving Tan 2 Hour Express in the color dark. Oh my gosh, this one is so great. It stays on forever, has the most beautiful color. The downside to this is for the 6.7 fluid ounce bottle, it is $59, so it's pretty pricey, but it's honestly so worth it. For the 4 ounce bottle of 2 Hour Express, it is $39.95, so you do have different options there as well. I just absolutely love the 2 Hour Express. It gives you the most intense and darkest bronze color within 2 hours. I usually put this on at night and leave it on throughout the night and then wash it off in the morning, and this bronzer will give you a tan for 7 days. So that's why I always go back to this one, and it just is such a great bronzer. I will say that this color for this is more golden brown than anything, and it honestly doesn't have any green undertone, or it's not mostly brown or anything. It's just literally the best and most natural bronze you will ever get from a bottle. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you pump it on the back of your hand. As you can tell, it's very brown, and as you guys can see, it literally has like a pinkish reddish undertone in it, which is so skin-like. All these other bronzers have more of a brown or green undertone, and I feel like that just makes it look a little bit fake to me, and this just gives you the most natural tan in the entire world. I absolutely love this one, and I will recommend this to anybody that is looking for a bronzer because it is just the best thing ever. If you guys would like to see a video of my routine using the Loving Tan, just comment down below and let me know, and I'll do that for you guys, because I feel like the most trickiest part is applying the bronzer and making sure it looks even on your skin. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you would, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. It will mean the world to me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!